Hi, everybody. So we are live and it's Get It Right or Go Home webinar, and we're super excited to be doing this afternoon. So, hey, yes, it's 12:01 p.m. and I am in Nigeria. So, how are you doing? If you're joining us live, I would love to know where you are watching us from. Please let me know where you're watching us from, as I would love to meet you and I would love to know where you're watching us from. So, hey, welcome to the Get It Right or Go Home series. And today we're going to be discussing how to overcome marital and relationship pressure. Gaga, drum roll. So, how to overcome marital and relationship pressure. So, welcome to the 21st century where we have a lot of people being pressured, and of course, coupled with the social media, it's not been easy. Who else agrees? It's not been easy. A lot of people are facing situations where they're like, who made the yastic? Like, how did we get here? How come people are being pressured to get certain things done at certain times, and especially for women? Welcome to Africa, where it's not been very women has been on the side where a lot of things are being melted out on them, and it's not really been so um how do I put it now? It's not really been an easy experience, right? So you see a lot of women trying to meet up, trying to do this or that, and all of those. So we are going to be talking about how we can overcome all of this pressure. We're going to be talking about that. How we can overcome all of this pressure. How do women overcome marital and relationship pressure? How do women get to live their best life, do the things that they want to do without having to experience all of this pressure? So we're going to quickly be discussing this topic today, right? We're going to be discussing this topic today. So it's Saturday, and it's a beautiful Saturday today, and yes, we're going to be having some learning. We do not intend to take so much of our time today. And of course, if you're watching replay, remember hashtag get it right or go home series. Hashtag get it right or go home series. Okay, so we're back. Yes, we're going to quickly dive in this afternoon, and we're going to be learning a lot of things this afternoon. So, welcome to this webinar, and let us go. So, welcome to Get It Right or Go Home series, How to Overcome Marital and Relationship Pressure webinar, right? So, let us look at how we can be able to overcome all of this. So, usually, I would love to start with a promise, right? I would love to start with a promise. I would love to start with a promise. I always want to set the expectations right, so we all know what we are going to be expecting today. So I'm just going to go to the comment section now to check if we have some messages. I'm just going to check if we have some messages for us, right? So we can quickly respond to people. So I'm looking through. I'm looking through to check if we have some messages. Okay, so while I check, remember to send in your own message. Remember to send in your own message. So I can see we're good good, and we are good. So if at any point you lose my sound or you lose my voice, please of course let me know. So I love to start with a promise, right? And in this webinar, I am going to be showing you 7 ways you can overcome marital and relationship pressure. That is the promise. That is the promise. 7 ways you can overcome marital and relationship pressure. Now, the goal is not to make the pressure disappear. No way. We are not going to take the pressure away, right? But the goal is to show you how you can live your best life regardless of all of this pressure, right? So the goal is to show you how you can live your best life regardless all of this pressure. Okay, so just 1 minute and I'm just going to check something. Okay, so how can be able to how to overcome all of this pressure? We're not intending to make the pressure disappear, but the goal is, regardless, when people are trying to put you on the stage, when they're trying to put you at a spot, when they're trying to put you in a place, how are you able to live your best life? How are you able to live the best, live your assignment, do what you're called to do, have a great life regardless all of this pressure. Okay, so who is this webinar for? Just in case you're joining in and you're feeling like, okay, should I be in this room right now? Should I be somewhere else? Should I not be here? Well, is this place proper for me? Is this right for me? So wondering if you should be in this room right now. This webinar is for any woman with a strong desire to live their best life against all odds, right? So it's for every woman who has a strong desire to have a great life, to live the best life against whatever life may throw at them. So it's for single ladies, married women, career women, business women, engaged, divorced, separated, whatever it is that your case is. So long as you have the strong desire to live a great life, regardless of whatever life may throw at you, so long as you have that desire to live your best life against all odds, then you are in the right place, and this webinar is for you. So hey, it's time to meet Jennifer. So meet your coach for this webinar. So maybe you're just seeing me for the first time, or you're meeting me for the first time, and you're wondering, oh, who is this pretty lady that I'm seeing on my screen? Okay, so this is Jennifer. My name is Jennifer Chinenwa Emma-Obadi. I like my name full. A lot of times I get recommendations like, oh wow, your name is too long. Why is it that long? I'm like, I like my name long. I love the fact that I have it. It's more like, my name is more like a representation, sorry, of my person, right? A representation of my tribe. And then I'm married to an amazing man. So I just had to join his two names just to show how happy I am. When people live above certain status quo in times like this, you would want to identify with them. Okay, so I love my name like that. Don't shorten it, except maybe when you just want to call me, go ahead and call me Jennifer, right? So my name is Jennifer Chinenwa Emma-Obadi. I'm of the Igbo fragment of Nigeria, and I am Africa's #1 women development expert. I say this with I say with a lot of joy and happiness, right? I am Africa's #1 women development consultant and expert, and God's choicest servant to bring women into their calling. This is more like the Extraordinary Woman Academy is beyond the business. It's a call. It's a unique assignment. It's a mandate. Okay, it's an assignment for me, and God has chosen me for this assignment. And of course, I'm very grateful, and I'm super excited to be doing this. So I'm a girl and a women coach and mentor, a published author, transformational speaker. I speak to transform. I don't just speak to get people to a point where they're having all the butterflies in their tummy. No, I speak so that people are able to pick out what they can implement in their lives to move their life to the next point, right? Okay, so I'm a multiple award winner, the founder of the Extraordinary Woman Academy, Tewa, the founder of Top Notch Creative Services, a kingdom addict. I don't like to leave this part. I'm passionate about the gospel. I'm passionate about the kingdom. I'm passionate about Christ. I'm passionate about advancing the kingdom of God. So I'm addicted. It's a great addiction. And apologies, I really do not like to take that out. So I'm a kingdom addict and I co-pastor with my husband at Dynasty of Glory International Church. I'm a mother of two adorable sons and of course many children. Yes, I am a mother of many nations, right? Okay, so I am a queen married to a heaven ordained king. All right, people. So let's quickly let us move right now. Let's dive deep. So you've met Jennifer, right? And so we're quickly going to run and move. So now let's dig deep. Fasten your seatbelts and let's take this ride together. I promise you, it's going to be an amazing ride. An awesome one. Yes, it's going to be an awesome ride. So fasten your seatbelt and let us take this ride together. So hey, a lot of times people tell me I'm pressured. Or you see another type of persons on the other hand who tell you nobody can pressure me. Nobody feel pressure me. Let me speak it in pidgin. And you're like, okay, that's awesome. I love that. And they tell you, oh, please, I'm shutting out on the word. I'm trying to step away from the word. I'm hiding from the word. And you're like, okay, but why? You're like, I don't want to be pressured. You hear people say things, I don't want to be on social media because of the pressure. The pressure is too much. People are living fake life. I'm like, really, you're already being pressured. The fact that you want to run away is pressure on its own. So you hear people say a lot of times, I don't want to be pressured. I don't want to be pressured. But in the real sense, their life is speaking pressure. Like you can see pressure screaming like pressure, right? Especially for women. So you see people tell, I can't be on social media. Social media is not my thing. Fake life is too much. I'm like, why would you not choose to be of the smaller good? The reason why we're having the problem in our society is because the good people have decided to keep quiet. And that is why you see people say, I can't be wasting my time. I'm too busy for that. I can't do social media stuff. Like, I'm too busy. It's because we have the larger evil speaking. So you see people screaming. Marriages have failed. They scream it. This couple just got divorced. It's all over internet. Like it's spreading like wildfire, right? It's all over. Like it's everywhere. But like, oh my God. Oh, marriage is bad. Oh, marriage is this. I can't deal. This man cheats on his spouse. You see, everywhere people are sharing like in less than how many minutes you would see how many shares and you'll be wondering, be like, is it not this simple that I used to support my business? It's not this simple that they will not even say a word or say a thing when I comment, right? Yes, because we have the larger evil speaking. So when people have, I can remember when someone met me some years back and the person was like, Jennifer, you have to tone down. I'm like, oh really, tell me why. And the person said, um forget, just you're still young in marriage, just shall wait. By the time you reach like 5 years, you understand, oh my goodness, but 6 years were here and it seems like yesterday. And I told the person, I said, by the time I'm 20 years, you're still going to be very much around and it's going to get louder, right? It's going to be loud because when we continue to keep quiet, you're going to realize that a lot of other people will keep having that fear. Oh, should I even get married? I'm not even sure. This one, everybody's divorcing. This one is happening. This one, that one is happening, and all of those. So we have the larger evil speaking, and then we have the fragment of the smaller good that have decided to keep quiet. Okay, so a lot of people are being pressured and they're not even aware. So someone is hiding from social media because the person feels like fake life is too much on social media. Why not come and contribute to the social media to cut down on the volume of the fake life? Post the real life. Show us the original life. Show us the real content, right? When you feel that it is too much, no, I can't. I'm going to step out. I cannot. You're really feeling pressured. You hear people say things like, no, I don't want people to see me. I don't want them to know me. I don't want anybody to pressure me. You're already pressured because that is a great sign that you're trying to run away because whatever it is you're seeing is oppressing you. And now let me say this. I want to say this. A lot of times people are talking about pressure, but I'm asking, I'm like, who set the yardstick? Now, the reason why you're pressured is not about the people. We need to get this straight and clear. Pressure is first about you. So a lot of time people you're coming to this webinar and you're thinking I'm going to say, this is what we're going to do when someone posts this, when someone wants to protect the person this. No, you actually decide how you react to things that you see. You decide how you react to things that you hear. So when we talk about pressure, it's primarily about you. How do you see, for example, somebody posts something now and you see it, and maybe the person took a picture beside a car, and possibly it happened to be your primary school or secondary school classmate, and there's a part of you. Now, the person did not say anything. The person didn't say my latest ride. Maybe it happens to be a Benz, one luxurious or exotic car. And then you, inside your mind where you are, do you know what happens? You're like, hey, ha, when I go make am, hey, see this one, don't still buy car. Oh. Oh, God. So you're like, hey, this life no balance. You guys say that a lot. I don't like to say that. Like, nah, for me, life just has to be balanced. I will tell it how it's going to be. Now, it's not like you're not going to have moments where it's up and down, but I would choose to declare what I want as against what I see. So you now see the person post the picture, and in your mind, they're like, hey, I said this. My village people are after me, especially Africans. I talk about, they don't follow me, come city. And you are the problem because the person didn't say a word. Most likely, the person would have just made the post without even noting or saying anything, like anything. But you have sat down and you have done the calculation beside a car. It means that it's either her car, or it's her husband's car, or it's her boyfriend's car, or it's her fiance's car. Are you seeing that? So when we talk about marital and relationship pressure, you need to understand that the first person is you. How you react to what you see. The problem is nobody's pressuring you, you're pressuring yourself. Yes, let's start from there. So the first number one problem, it's you, because you have chosen to see something in a particular way. You've chosen to react to something in a certain way. You've chosen to build a mindset about a thing. Now, someone just says something and you're like, they're talking about me, but they didn't mention your name. So if you want to start learning how to deal with pressure, you would need to understand that you need to resolve and you need to sort how you see things. So the question is, how do you see things? What comes to your mind about things? How do you interpret things? These are very important questions that you must ask yourself. Okay, so let's quickly dive deep. So what's your identity? I want to deal with pressure, right? The problem is you're setting yardstick. You're setting some certain things that are not you. So who are you, Seth? Who are you? Where are you headed? Right? Because pressure is literally you trying to measure up your life with someone else's, or having the society or somebody try to measure your life with someone else's. So the number one question is, what your identity? Who are you? Like when we say, who are you? Who are you? Right? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? You have to answer this. Who are you? A lot of times you see people want to begin to compete with people because they don't know who they are. They don't know who they are. They don't know who they are. They're trying to take another person's life and begin to live and run the race. So the number one rule to overcoming pressure, or living a pressure-free life, or living your best life regardless of pressure, is having your identity, understanding your identity, understanding who you are. Who am I? Right? Who are you and why are you here? Very important. When I know who I am, I can't be measuring my life with someone else's, because I have an understanding of my life. I have an understanding of what I have been called to do. I have an understanding of who I am. I have all of these understandings in place. So who are you and why are you here? To carry out a project successfully, you must first understand the project. Now, we cannot possibly be carrying out a project that we do not understand. It's not possible. We cannot possibly be carrying out a project that we do not understand. We need to first have an understanding of this project. So if you don't understand the project called you, right? If you don't understand the project of your life, you would have to know that you're missing it already because you don't know where you're headed. So who are you? What is the project you're set to achieve? What is this project called your life about? What is this project called you about? What is it about? You must first answer this question. Now, when you are clear about your identity, then you can begin to talk about the next thing. You can begin to talk about the next step. So, who are you? Very important. It is important that you ask yourself this question again and again, right? So, the next thing is identify the tools and people you would be needing for the success of this project called you. Now, I know someone is expecting that I start with saying this, or I start with saying that, or I start with all of this. These are the basics, these are the foundations to you overcoming pressure. Now, when you identify who you need, what you need, at that point, you are now clear about what you need. So when you see certain things, you understand that this is not what you need, right? When somebody is coming to tell you and you're saying, Nkechi, you're not yet married, you're 30, you're not married, you're 33 and you're still single. Like this, you just take old, sha. You understand the project called you, you understand the tools and the people that you need. You realize the fact that that voice speaking is not part of the voice that you need. You understand that the kind of assignment you carry requires you building capacity, right? And so you understand that even at 30, you're not too old to get married. But when you lack this understanding, that is why you're going to see people tear you down. Like people will use you and play. They are going to mess around with you. So identify the tools and people you would be needing. Different project requires different tools. We all do not need the same people and tools. So when you identify this, you identify that you're going to be needing these tools. You understand that you need to go for this course, you need to go for that career. You understand that my life is a different project. I can't be comparing it. The heaviness or the wettiness of my life project is not the same as Mr. A. So I cannot be comparing my life with Mr. A's life. But a lot of times, that is why we don't even understand what we carry. We don't even know. We've not identified who we need. We've not identified the tools that we need, right? You can imagine an elephant carrying the child, and then you can imagine what should I use now? Should I say a chicken? And then you're coming to tell the elephant, no, you stay too long on this pregnancy. You need to understand that they're not going to be breathing the same things. But when you don't understand this, that means you've not identified your assignment, you've not identified the tools, you've not identified that, you've not realized that there is a place of process, and you've not realized that the tools that you need, the people you need, the voice in your life can't. You've not realized the voices that you should be. You must realize, very important, you must realize, and not let it every right person is speaking. No, right, those are the you're going to be listening to, those are the people that you're going to be interacting with. Those are the people that you're going to be taking counsel from. And let's go to the bomb. All of those. So you must identify what's your priority. Understanding about success, a better understanding. Ask yourself again and again and again, what does success mean to me? What is success? What will I just I hope we have a very smooth flow this afternoon. Define what success is. Be able to define this head with you have to be in line. I'm going to say this again. Has to be in line. Even if it's the same, then it means that we have to have similar the same color. For me, a successful life is a life of impact. That's it. As for me, life is so this Okay, Okay, so we are very, very sorry for that little issues, but we are back. Yes, we are back. So let's quickly run. So we said define what success means to you. Now, this is the number one problem that a lot of people have. They are unable to define what success means to them. And I was saying that what success means to me might not be what success means to you. So for the world, when you want to go by the world standard and definition of success, you're going to be missing it. Because now look at how people define success in the world. Success is someone with luxurious cars, luxurious homes and houses. Now, this is not bad. Please, this is very, very important. In fact, I have come to understand that the more you continue to live your purpose, it's just like what the Bible says about seek ye first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and every other thing will be added unto you. Now, the more you continue to live your purpose, you're going to realize that all of these things are just going to come. But the problem is that most times we'll have people focusing on these things, and they end up living a life where they keep the rat race, right? They keep pursuing and pursuing and pursuing all of these things, and they don't get to see them. Build yourself, build value. So define what success means to you. What does success mean to you? Now, this definition has to be in line with your values, your standards, and of course, your assignments. So, what does success mean to you? What's success for you? What are you going to achieve in life? And you get to a point where you say, oh, yes, I am successful. What's that thing? What's that thing that you're going to achieve and you can beat your chest? This is it. I am successful. So define what success means to you. Very, very important. What does success mean to you? What is your own definition of success? For me, success is an impactful life, a life that has been able to live their own lives and has also impacted others. That's success. But look at it. If you do not define what success means to you, you're going to be going by the worst standard. Now, let me ask this question. So, someone gets into crime, gets into a lot of dirty and illegal stuffs, and the person acquires money, right? The person has a lot of money, the person has a lot of houses and all of those things. Is that success? But now, a lot of times, you're not even privy of what people do, but you see what you do, you go and you set yourself on a high job, and you begin to measure up your life by a person's life. No, define what success means to you and begin to work towards it. It's simple. Now, when I define what success means to me, what that simply means is that I am going to be more focused. I'm going to be more the way I've defined it in my terms. So I'm going to be more focused. So define what success means to you. When you define what success means for you, so you are clear. As a matter of importance, you must define what success is. Next thing you're going to be doing is to set standards and values that will guide you to connect with the right tools. Okay, so hello people. So we are back. So apologies that we're having a little technical issues, but we hope we're just able to have this webinar. So define what success means to you. What does success mean to you? What's the definition of your own success, right? Define that. What does success mean to you? When you have been able to define what success means to you, then you can now start living your life in accordance to this definition. So define what success means to you in line with your assignment, in line with your destiny fulfillment. That way, you stop measuring your life with other people's life, right? That way, when the voices are speaking, be it family, be it friends, whatever voices that are speaking, when they are speaking, you're able to tell them, and you're like, look, this is not me. This is you don't even feel bad. You don't begin to feel, and even if you get to, because of course it's a process. Even if you get to feel bad at a certain time, you're still able to be up. Why? Because you know what success means to you. You know your own definition of success. You know where you are headed. You have a clear picture. There's this sense of clarity. There's this level of clarity, right? So you must be able to define it. Define success for you. Forget about your friend, forget about the world, forget about, see, even if it's your twin, forget about your twin. Your life and the life of your twin is not the same. It's not because both of you came out at the same time or almost the same time into the world. No, every one of us has a unique assignment. So you must make that decision and define what success means to you. Okay. So the next is set standards and values that will guide you to connect with the right tools and people you need. You need standards. When you don't set your own standards, you're going to fall for any and everything. Trust me. When you don't set your own standards, you're going to fall for any and everything. So set your own standards, not the word standard. What's your own standard? Like, what is your own standard? Set your own standard and values that will guide you to connect with the right tools and the people you need. You need the right tools, you need the right counsel, you need the right guidance, you need the right circle, you need the right people, you need the right things in your life. So set these standards and values. Now, these standards and values is what you measure every suggestion with, is what you weigh every decision and action with before you go ahead. If you want to act in a certain manner, you weigh it. When you're done weighing it, you cannot decide to go ahead. Do you understand? This standards and value is what you weigh every decision. You use it to weigh every decision. You use it to weigh every counsel. Someone is counseling you about a thing. What exactly this counsel? Where is it coming from? I'm going to resort back to my standards. I'm going to resort back to my values. This counsel, is it in line? Right? Someone is telling you, you should get married though. You don't get old. But you're telling yourself, you have given yourself setting goals. You have told yourself you want to build some things. You don't just want to rush in and rush out. And of course, I'm going to touch that. A lot of times, we don't also know when fear begins to manifest. That's true. So you tell yourself you want to build this, you want to build that, you want to build capacity. See, you need to understand that you never get to a point. Everything in life I've come to understand is a journey, right? Everything is a process. Building yourself is a process. Becoming certain person is a process. It's not an event. It doesn't just happen at once and you're there. No, it's a process. So you need to understand this. So when all of those cancers are coming, don't just say, I've not finished building myself. There is a part of building yourself in line with your values, in line with your standards, in line with your assignment. There is another part that you keep saying build, but you know deep down in your heart that you're actually using that building yourself as an excuse. Why? Because you have not gotten to the point where you are very clear about what you want. You're still scared. There's this fear that is in your mind. Like the fear is so, you must be able to set the right standards and values. Very, very important. Set the right standards and values, right? Okay, so you must be able to set your own standards and values, right? That will connect you with the right tools, that will connect you with the right people that you need, and will also guide you to achieve what success means to you. Now, these standards and values are what you would follow and what you will live your life on to achieve what success means to you. These standards and values are more like they are more like the pillars of your life that would be determining the actions that you are supposed to take. So set the right standards and values for yourself. Okay, so let's quickly go down to the next thing. Okay, so let all voices and anything speaking be weighed by these standards. Before you implement, let them be weighed by this standard. Let every voice and everything speaking in your life, let it be weighed by the standards. So someone is counseling you, your mom is pressuring you. When are you going to get married? She doesn't understand. You understand your assignment, and you're saying, look, mom, I don't just want to rush in and rush out. So I want to build capacity. So let every voice that is going to come your way, let it be weighed by this standard. Let them be weighed by this standard, right? Now, actions must be weighed by this standard also. I have said that actions must be weighed by this standard also. So the next is, who do you worship and who is your mentor? Very important. These two are very important. Who do you worship? What do you worship? Right now, what you worship is going to go a long way to determine how you interpret things. I like to tell people, I like to say that the person who knows how a thing should function best is the manufacturer of the thing. So you can't know how your life should function best without having the knowledge about your manufacturer. So who do you worship? What do you worship? When you're pressuring yourself, when things even in your life are not going the way that you have planned, what supernatural assistance do you take delivery of? What supernatural assistance do you use? I tell people a lot of times, and I say, you can't do life alone. You can't. You need some spiritual support, you need some spiritual backup to be able to do life, because everything in life is controlled by the spiritual. So what do you worship? Who do you worship? And who is your mentor? Who is talking to you? Who can you be able to walk up to seek counsel from? Right? Your mom is telling you, oh, time has passed, you need to get married. Your friends are telling you, when are we going to eat rice? Who are you seeking counsel from? Who can you be able to speak with and say, these are things that are bothering me? Counsel me right. Very, very important, right? So we go over to the next one. Decide who the superior voice is. Who is the superior voice? Who do you give the greatest control? Who do you give the greatest charge over your life? You must learn to decide who the superior voice is. Whose voice will you heed? Whose voice will you listen to? Will you listen to that of the society? You just have to decide. Like, just decide. Now, when you decide and say, the society is not the superior voice, my parents are not the superior voice, because there are a lot of things they don't understand. My friends are not the superior voice. And that is why we're coming from the place of, who do you worship? So you now determine who the superior voice is. Now, that superior voice is what you're going to be listening more to. The inner voice should have a great, like, it should have so much, how do I put it now? Of course, a lot of times our inner voice is also it's also in line with our emotions. You know, when there is an inner voice that is speaking, and you know when is your emotion. When I'm talking about inner voice, I'm not talking about emotion, because a lot of time people misplace their inner voice for their emotion. So they like a thing, they like a particular person, and they're all mushy mushy towards the person, and they're saying is the inner voice. There are times you would know when your emotion is speaking, and there are times when your inner voice is the one speaking. Your emotion might be saying, you can't do this, just forget about it. But your inner voice is saying, get up. Life is not lived by emotion. Your emotion might be saying, just do this thing. Just do it. Give you examples. This person did it, nothing happened. Don't worry, your parents, they're telling you marry that person, just go ahead and marry. John is disturbing you to marry, just marry. All risk and risk. But your inner voice is saying, no, wait, no, hold on, no, don't be in a haste. So we must be able to distinguish our inner voice from our what's it called now? But we should be able to distinguish our inner voice from our emotional voice. Our emotion is from our emotion. It's telling you do this one. It's telling you do that one. That's not your inner voice. Your inner voice is saying something, and that is why you need to learn a lot of calmness. You will need to learn how to listen to your inner voice to be able to decode what your inner voice is saying. Right? So you must decide who the superior voice is. Who is the superior voice? Who is the superior? Who is that superior voice that you're listening to? Right? What voice are you listening to? Like, you must get very drastic and how do I put it, and radical about this. There are times you have to shut down the voice of your emotion so that you can be able to hear your inner voice. And your inner voice is somewhere telling you that you can do this, you're meant for the best. And there is the emotional voice that says, look at all this has not been working well now. What do you want to do? Now it's time for you to tell that emotional voice and say, shut up. You are not the superior voice. I won't give you power to speak about me. I won't give you power to speak about my destiny. I won't give you power to speak about my life. Your emotional voice is telling you just settle for anything. Just settle for less. The pressure is too much. Everybody say, when will you marry? And you're not even tired. Just go ahead. Every risk is a risk. All these people you see celebrating great marriage, they took risks. But you know that there are some risks that are worth taking, and there are some other risks that are not worth taking. So what do? You shut down your emotional voice and you begin to practice some level of calmness to be able to listen to your inner voice. So decide nobody can make this decision for you, not even me. Right? Not even me. I cannot make this decision for you. I can only tell you and teach you what works, but I won't be the one to do the implementation. So decide who the superior voice is. What voice do you want to listen to? It's very simple. Am I going to listen to the voice of my emotion that keeps telling me to forget it? It's very clear. That young man is not in line. You're seeing it. For some of you, he's beating you. And you're telling yourself he will change. Who told you that you have the right to change anybody? Now, look at what I'd like to tell young people, right? When people come to me for counseling for marriage and they say, I believe this person, I say, it's okay. Oh, well, me, I'm not against anybody changing. I don't have a problem with anybody changing. But one thing, if this person does not change, will you marry this person like this? I hope you can cope and can live. If you can, we're good. But if when you get disappointed, see, I've come to understand that a lot of things that break marriages is when you have so much high hope. You are seeing a person. What do I use for an example? You are seeing, for example, this thing, right? And this is blue. You can see it. Crystal clear is blue. You don't want blue. You want maybe black. And now you're telling yourself, I am going to turn this blue to a black to be fit for me. Leave the blue and go and look for a black. What you should be looking for is modification of a black and no total change. Someone needs to write that down. So you see blue. You don't want blue. Blue is not okay for you. You know deep down in your heart that blue is not the best color for you. But no, you want to hold on to blue because maybe of course, because of the pressure. Your mom has said, bring the man home. Your dad has said, bring. Maybe your younger ones, they've even gotten married before you, and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm left alone. All your friends, they've done a shebi, and they're not asking you. You even see them with their kids. And because of that, you want to hold blue. You don't want blue. You know blue is not good for you. You know blue is not fit for your destiny, but you don't want it. And now you're going in with a mindset that you're going to turn blue to black. Where does that happen? It doesn't happen anywhere. It doesn't. And that is why when a lot of people get in, they are disappointed. But who say you saw this thing and used your eye and entered? You saw it and you carried yourself with your full eyes. Even some of you are even wearing glasses and when you enter and you don't finish entering, you don't want to try. Nah. So I tell people and I say, if this does not change, you're getting married to that young man. If he does not change, can you cope and live with what number one question that you should be able to ask yourself? And your superior voice, the inner voice will be telling you, but your emotional voice will not bring it up. Your emotional voice will tell you this like, don't worry, he's going to change. Don't worry. It will even give you examples of people that changed. You might not have all the details of those people's lifestyle. It might be that that change was just one weakness and that change was more like a modification. So some of you, what you need to do is to stop with blue and go look for black. Now, maybe the black is not shiny. Maybe the black is now rough. What do? You now begin to seek how to modify the black and know how to turn black to blue or turn blue to black. That's what a lot of you do. he drinks, he smokes, he clubs, he lives certain lifestyle. It's not in line with what you want. You want to now marry him and take away all these things. I don't know, ladies, people like work. Oh. Like there's enough work already working on your assignment and your destiny. You want to carry additional art to yourself. Are you kidding me? Are you serious right now? Why? Because of what people are saying. Now you need to understand that when they go in get stuff, nobody's going to come walk the walk with you. Nah, we're only going to talk the talk. You are going to walk the walk. In fact, when you come to me for counseling and tell me, oh, my Jennifer, this is happening, my marriage is tearing apart, I don't know what to do. I am only going to counsel you and hold you by the hand and go through. By the time I'm done with the counseling session, I'm going to go to my home. I'm going to meet my husband. We're going to laugh. We're going to gist. Do you get the point? So when next you're making decision, when I like to tell people, right? Another way to deal with pressure is to decide. See, have the consciousness of the consequences. Everyone is free to make decision. Everyone. But not everyone is free to choose the consequences of their decisions. No, there are consequences that are a must. They would happen. So it does not matter. Like you can't choose it. It's going to happen. Yeah, it will. So when you're making the decision now, look at what I tell myself. If I choose to let myself be pressured, I see someone like, oh my goodness, hey, this person have made this person seem better. Hey, like I'm the least. I tell people sometimes people like, you need to develop some toughness in your emotions. So very, very important. You can't walk this life without that. You need it. Like you need some toughness in your emotions. Because if you don't have it, you're going to goodness, you're going to be on a spree. You're going to see yourself lose focus, leave your track, and begin to live another person's life. In fact, sometimes motivational voices can become pressure. And before you know it, you're trying by any means. Maybe you're a coach like me. You're no more coming up with coaching or programs, designing programs from the place of depth, from the place of the realm, from the place of the spirit, from the place of the witness, and understanding that this is going to solve problem. No, you're not developing. You saw Coach Ede. Coach Ede is not flying. God, I need to fly. So you come up with anything, everything. We just have to sell. It's no more focus about the change. It's no more. For example, we're going to be having the inner circle, right? The get it right or go home inner circle. It's just 20%. It's not about the money. It's about the transformation that we need. Just 20. And when it's 20, we shut the door, right? But if you're not able to, you're going to focus on the thing. So you need to have this understanding. Very, very, very important. So you will now start running helter skelter. This coaching, that coaching, because why? You're seeing other people are telling you they're sold out, they're having them, all their tickets are booked. This has happened. That Nah. I'm the least person you can pressure. Like I constantly remind myself that I am on a journey and my journey is different. Even if you're my twin sister. I had something happen sometime, I think 2021 or so, and it was so bad. Like it was so bad that the pressure was real. I had to tell myself, I said, well, I'm not going to die. This is not going to be the end. Life is going to move on. In fact, if anything happens to me, all these people that are clamoring, hey, we no go agree, they go agree. They will even find the life. I had to speak to myself. And when you call me, I'm like, oh, it's okay. It's not like I'm wicked. It's not like I just had to build emotional toughness. Like tough. That's what you can do life with. Now, your emotional toughness does not take the place of your human part. It doesn't take the place of you understanding that it doesn't take away the feelings. No, but it now helps you to make sound decisions. You're making decisions from the place of clarity, not from emotion. Continue like that, you're going to wreck, right? You're going to wreck. Now, for some of you, you're already married, and you see someone, the person will come. You know how these things happen. Sometimes they happen like conversations, like voices. So you're just with your friend tells you, hi, oh Lord, my husband is very kind. Oh, what a great husband I have. My husband does this for me, my husband does that for me, my husband does that. You're like, hey God, when your husband is not a bad person. But now look at what happens. Your friend has decided to focus. I teach women a lot, right? The things I don't like, I will pray. And remember, I'm not praying to change blue to black. I'm praying to shine my black. Come on, somebody needs to write that down. I am praying to shine my black. I am praying to polish my black. I am praying to modify my black. I am praying that my black becomes the best black. I am not praying to turn my blue to black. That's a whole lot of work, right? Mhm. So your friend has decided to focus on her husband's strengths. And your friend talks about what her husband does. Oh, my husband does this, my husband does that. Let me tell you, there is actually no perfect person, but we have what is called 85 to 90% of what you want, right? So your friend decides and say, I'm going to focus on this one. Oh, I will focus on doing this one. So she's now talking about her husband's good, how her husband, you're forgetting that your husband is good in anyone. That stupid man, that nonsense man, that yeah man, good for nothing. Are you serious? Are you sure deep down in your heart that he's good for nothing? Some of you, because of little conversations, maybe, and that is why I started by saying that some of you are the ones putting yourself under pressure, not anybody. Nobody is putting you under pressure. You are putting yourself under pressure by yourself, not anybody. So, simple conversation. Your friend just spoke with you as a friend. You didn't even say, but counsel me. What do I do? What do you think about this? No, you didn't say that. Instead, you went ahead to say, he's not this. So, my husband doesn't do this one. No, he doesn't do that one. No. Right? He doesn't do the other one and the other one. You did not even see for counsel. And now your friend has just had a conversation with you. She didn't have anything in her mind and she has gone. And now you have taken it to your home and you're going to go and bring fire and brimstone. Emeka, you're not doing this for me. Maxwell, when are you going to start doing this? When are you going to start doing that? Look at my friend's husband. She does this, she does that, she does that. A couple share their experience. They used to have this neighbor that the husband will always open the car door for the wife. Right? So there was this their neighbor who would usually see them, and the woman kept on complaining and telling her husband that honey, why you not opening car door for me? Look at this other couple. Look at how the husband is always very romantic. So one day the women got into some certain conversations and they were talking, and it was at that point that they realized that actually the car door is not good. And that's why the husband would always open the door when the wife wants to come down, because it has to be opened from the outside. Oh yeah. But that woman has taken it to her home and has turned it to a pressure and war zone, right? So you must decide who the superior voice is. Very, very important, right? Decide who the superior voice is. Okay. The understanding of times and seasons would solve 95% of your problem about pressure. Trust me. Believe me. I tell people, I said, it's your turn today. It's okay. I rejoice. Me, I'm one person that if something is happening around me, I celebrate it. Though I don't have time to beef. Like, hey, I like my peace of mind. Like, I've got no time to beef. I'm going to tell you, and I'm like, wow. I will even buy wine. Like, I will rejoice with you. Do you know why I say that? It simply means that God is in my neighborhood. Come on, somebody. It's happening for my friend. It's happening for my family. It's going to happen for me sooner than later. Right? Besides, if it's happening for my friend, I'm happy. I'm happy. So I don't have time to be doing, why is it not me? Why is it not? There are times that your voice will want to, those voices will want to raise up to speak. Remember the emotional voice. Look at your life now. Look at people are going, your life is nothing to write. Oh, look at, when are you going to get? What do? You shut it down. Like, you don't even entertain the thoughts. Like, you shut it. When you imagine that your doorbell rings and you have a delivery man and the person comes and opens the door like, oh, we have some package for you, and you open it and you see bees. What are you going to do? You're going to close it immediately. Or maybe you even see some thorns and stuff that you don't want to see. Let's not even say bees, because they might just fly off at any point. You're going to close it immediately, throw it at the delivery person, and shut your door. And that is how you deal with those pressure thoughts. You don't entertain them when you want to process it. The problem is in the process. Don't wait to finish processing it. Don't wait to finish seeing how it goes. Don't wait to finish analyzing. No, have a switch. It's like an off and on switch. Switch off the thought immediately and switch on the thoughts that you want to see, and begin to brood on the thoughts that you want to see. Begin to meditate on the thoughts that you want to see. The understanding of times and seasons will help you celebrate people. Sometimes you see people, you don't know what they've done. You don't know the labor. Maybe you've worked, but those people have been through a lot more than yourself. Maybe you've put in work, but those people have labored, right? So you don't begin to compare yourself. Rejoice. It simply means it's in my neighborhood. And sometimes it will not happen for all of us at the same time. Right? Have you not seen people that started a race and they ran off, and some people later took off later? You've not seen that. Or even if they don't overtake, they get to a point where everybody gets to the finish line at the same time. Who realized who took off earlier? Nobody. We are more concerned about the finish line. So you need to understand times and seasons. The understanding of times and seasons, there is a time and there is a process. You can't cut short the process. This is the number one. This is one of the things that will help you build pressure. You cannot cut short the process. So just get a hold, get a grip. You can't cut short the process. So learn to live one day at a time. Every day presents to you a new opportunity to become a better person, to do more work, to how do I put it now? To get into some frequencies of what you want to see, to become that happy person. And a lot of times, see, let me tell you, people that have this thing about beef, envy, nothing good happens to them, or nothing. Because that's where pressure leads you to. And before you know, it's leading you to depression. It's leading you to frustration. Learn to live one day at a time. One day. Today, what am I going to do that will be in line to my assignment, that will be in line to me, of course, achieving what success means to me? For today, I have done my part. I'm having this webinar. Impact. I'm achieving success. After now, I'm off. I'm happy. I can go do some other stuff, right? So live one day at a time. How do I contribute to achieving what success means for me daily? Very important. Right? You need to understand that life is a process and you cannot cut the process. You can't. It's better to be slow and have a sure end than to be very fast and find out at the end that you missed it. You've lost time, you've lost resources, you've lost friendships. It's painful. It's not a good place to be. Take it one step at a time. It's better. Be slow, but you're sure of the end. Don't be too fast that you now get to the finish line and now realize that that's not the race you're supposed to run. You have to go back and start afresh. There is nothing that is as painful as that. Live one day at a time. Now, a lot of time people take these times and seasons for the place of complacency. You're not going to relax. No. One day at a time is that you're pushing each day. It's not that you're going to go and sleep and say, don't worry, it's process. What's that? What's that? One day at a time is that you're pushing each day. Every day you wake up, you plan yourself. What will I do today that will be in line to me achieving what success means to me? Remember, it is what success means to you, not what the word has said success is. So live one day at a time, right? One day at a time, pushing. One day at a time, doing the work. It's just like the small drops of rain. And very, very soon, come on, somebody say very soon, it's going to be all over. It's going to be boom. And people are going to wonder, how did you get here? Yes, we've been here. We've been doing the work. We've been tilling the ground. We just happened to arrive, and you're seeing us. We did not just arrive. We're coming from somewhere. Tell somebody we're coming from somewhere, right? So it's better to be slow and have a sure end than to be fast and find out at the end that you have missed it. It's not a good place to be at all. So understanding of times and season is important. You are not alone. Hey, you are not alone. I want to tell somebody that you're not alone. You're not, your own is not different. See, if some people share their own story with you, maybe you're just 33, you're not married. There are people that are 40 something, right? Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to get to that point, but remember, there is also the part of engaging spiritually. That is why we talked about who do you worship. How are you engaging and addressing the spiritual forces? Relationships are not working. How are you engaging and addressing them? Some things are not just physical. Some things are not just, some things require you to get rugged in the place of prayer. And you are addressing and calling forth those things that be not as though they were. You're commanding them to come. Right? You're commanding them to turn. For some of you, if you keep quiet, you're going to realize that your destiny is going to be taken away from you. You're going to realize that. So you will have to labor. You will have to provide. You will have to spend time calling it forth. You see some attitudes in the life of your children, in the life of your husband. You spend time in the place of prayer. You take your place at the gatekeeper. I say, no, it's not going to happen. Not in my house. No way. Not in my life. Not in my time. Marriages happen at certain times. You stop running. So see, I need to tell some of you the truth too. Nobody can pray for you like you pray for yourself. Hey, even your pastor, right? We pastor a church. I'm just imagining by the time we pray for our church members, or we pray for our church family, we pray for them. But there is a lot to be prayed for. There are a lot of them. Imagine pastoring a church of 1,000 people, 2,000 people, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. See, the goal is to teach you how to go and make your life work. Nobody can do such work. So you need to get to the point where you take responsibility of your life. That is the next point I want to add. I know I've said more than 7 now, right? Yes. Add this one to it. Take responsibility for yourself. Take responsibility for your life. Take spiritual responsibility. Take physical responsibility. Take intellectual responsibility. Grow yourself. See, carry your matter. Like, the way I live my life, I tell people, I said, I don't understand why women just sit down and wait. Like, who am I waiting for? I'm waiting for nobody. I am the number one responsible person for my life, not my spouse, not my husband. Some of you women, that's what you do. And that is why when your husband does something, it's like if the whole world has ended. Oh, my husband did this to me. I cannot cope, I cannot breathe. See, it's not like it's bad, but take responsibility for your life. Wake up. Take the full responsibility. I'm going to be sharing something very soon, but I'm going to be sharing that with Wife of Ministers. I'm not going to share it here. It's going to be I'm just waiting until I have the opportunity and the leading to go ahead and have that webinar event, whatever it's going to be. I'm going to be sharing something, especially to women who are married to Christian men. There is something they need to know. It's not for this webinar, but what I'm saying to you is take responsibility of your life. Take spiritual responsibility, take physical responsibility, take all of the responsibility, right? And you are not alone. Come on, my darling. You are not alone. You're not the only one. Stop feeling left out. There are people that you've gone ahead of. Be grateful. Life is a frequency. See, you use frequency to attract the things that you need. When you keep languishing in pain, in anger, in depression, they've left me. Every time they're seeing you, your face is moving like, you're wasting time. Time you're supposed to invest in activating the right things that you want. So you begin to attract them. You're spending them brooding over things that don't matter. Hey, wake up. Say, not me. You need to wake up. Get excited about life. See, I've come to understand that life happens for excited people. Do you know why? Because life is meant to be lived. There is, when there is life, there's this bustling, there's this beauty about life, right? But when there is no life, when a thing is dead, what happens? Life is out. So there's this calmness. There's this. So life happens because that's how life is meant to happen. That's how life is orchestrated to happen. Life happens for people that are happy. People that know how to maintain certain frequency. Not people that they're always carrying face. Every time you get you what is wrong with, they're like, I don't know whether my own is different. It's okay. You are not alone. There are a lot of people that you are better than. And there is also a lot to happen. You're only going through the process. You are not alone, right? You are not. So in conclusion, you can't do life alone. Have the right community. Tell somebody, have the right community. Very important. Have the right community, right? And that is why we are introducing to you the Get It Right or Go Home Inner Circle. Drum rolls. Is somebody excited? The Get It Right or Go Home Inner Circle, we are introducing that to you. And we would want you to be a part of it, right? It's going to be a coaching program for just 20 women. Just 20 women, and we're going to be chatting the link. We're going to be chatting the link to registration just in the comment section of this video, so you can go ahead to register. Once we are up to 20, we shut the door. We want to spend time building women. The goal is that they get it right in their relationships and marriage. So this inner circle is for both married and the single, right? The goal is that we help you have a great marriage while being a high flyer. Okay, so do well to make sure that you enroll. And hey, thank you for watching, and thank you for coming to this webinar, and we're going to see you at the next webinar. So next week again, we're going to be here, and we're going to be looking at how to deal with heartbreaks and how to deal with the exes. Hey, who goes there? Like, are you ready? Are you ready? It's going to be more fire and fun. We're going to be looking at how to deal with the exes and how to deal with what's it called now? Heartbreaks. I see a lot of them sometimes that I've had my own share of heartbreaks. I'm gonna teach you what you're gonna do to be on top. Like, you know what I'm talking about. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you for watching. I'm excited. Remember, if you're watching replay, hashtag replay in the comment section. And of course, I am going to see you at the next webinar. So thank you so much. And I am still Jenny for Chinewa in Emma-Obadi. And I look forward to seeing you at the next webinar. But till then, be good.